Hello, this is LECIA Breen with Journey to Greatness, 365 days to your best year yet. And today I want to talk about running on autopilot. You know, our brains are set up to find the easiest way to get anything done. And that's how a lot of our habits are formed, is that we subconsciously or accidentally find some sort of easy way to accomplish a task that stands before us or something that we want to accomplish. And we create routines and rituals. We have to make sure that once that ritual is set in stone, that it's supporting us, that it's getting us where we want to go on our journey called life. A lot of us, if we're listening to this podcast, we have aspirations to do more, to be more. And I want to acknowledge you for that. Regardless of your age, if you have this life source within you, you should be wanting to utilize it for the highest and best purpose, not only for yourself, but for all of those around you. Regardless of your age, there's no guarantee as to how long we have on this planet to accomplish something wonderful. And you know, over the past few days, I accidentally ran into some YouTube videos, and there's too many of them, to be honest with you, of these teenagers and 20-year-olds, 20-somethings, that are doing vlogs in relationship to their stage 4 cancer diagnosis. So there's journeys of these young individuals, and teenagers, 16-year-olds, absolutely heartbreaking. But at the same time, in these vlogs, their courage, their stamina, their faith, and even their succumbing to death in such a noble way is something that we could all learn from and should learn from. It sounds very depressing, and it is. But when you listen to these youngsters, and they're beautiful young people. It's not like they were drug addicts or any kind of a problematic person. They were young people that were in college, that had dreams for the future, exuberant individuals with a lot of potential for the future. And when you watch something like that and you see that there's so many individuals that are suffering that way, and that their life expectancy is cut short, and you see what potential they had, then you realize what gift of life you have, this life source within you. And in honor of them, in honor of these people that never got the opportunity that you and I have right now, we have to make something out of this life that we have. And as I've said, age really doesn't matter. It's an excuse not to perform. It's an excuse to be lazy. If you're older, if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, I don't care. If you're able-bodied and you're able to get around, then contribute and grow and develop into all you can be. And I'm going to loop back around to autopilot. Our brains are set up to run on autopilot. And if we're not aware, if we're not astute and paying attention to what's going on inside, then we'll run on autopilot our entire life. And I will submit that running on autopilot, I call it the auto self. It's a robotic individual that's just layers and layers of habits. And hopefully for your sake, they're good habits. But if they're not, then you really need to go back in and play private detector. And I've talked about this before. The problem is that most of us think that we're rational. Do you like that? Rational, reasonable human beings using common sense to get through our lives. Yet, all too often, we react in the moment with very unreasonable, irrational, I can't talk today, with unreasonable and irrational behavior, which means that most of us are living our life on autopilot. You guys have to excuse me. It's very early this morning. It's about 4 o'clock and I'm not quite awake. You know, when you're driving and someone cuts you off, do you blurt something out before you even think about it? And when somebody makes you angry, do you defend yourself with really hateful words and then later regret what you said? In these moments, you are reacting to the situation, not even necessarily to the person. And more than anything, you're allowing yourself to be triggered and you're just knee-jerk reacting. You're running on autopilot. And this is a learned behavior. And really, to get ahead and to really make the most out of your life source, this beautiful gift that we've each been given, this opportunity, unlike those 20-year-olds, those 16-year-olds that lives have been cut short, we have the gift of opportunity if we seize it by waking up, being aware, having clarity of where it is that we want to go, and then acting on that clarity, on that vision. But if we're running on autopilot, we have no idea where we're going. We're just bouncing along, kind of like a bobblehead on somebody's dashboard, just head bobbing along, taking in the information, believing whatever we're told, not using our critical thinking skills or even developing them. And if you've lived that way so far, okay. Forgive yourself, you didn't know better. But now, wake up. Wake up. Don't waste this beautiful gift that those 20-year-olds, that those 16-year-olds that have passed away would have loved to have had, that would have embraced and would have cherished and would have actually done something with, because they understood at their young age just how valuable our life experience is. So, okay, what do you do with this autopilot behavior? First, you have to recognize it as it happens. Then check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. It's in awareness of yourself that you become healthy and whole. And through this awareness, you will gain more control of your life because you will gain more control of your behavior. You will be in action instead of reaction. Today, take a step back and notice how often your autopilot, your auto self gets turned on. And when you're ready, turn that autopilot, auto self off and take the wheel of your life. This precious life source. Take the wheel of your life. Okay, guys, let's get ready for our mindfulness meditation, because that is where we start to wake up. That's where we become aware. A lot of people get really upset and frustrated with mindfulness meditation because their mind will just be rambling on and on and on and on while they're trying to focus on their breath. As a matter of fact, I meditate every day. And today, when I was meditating, I always meditate when I first wake up in the morning. I just wanted to share this story with you. I've gotten pretty good at being able to focus on my breathing and just allow the thoughts to roll by like clouds. And nowadays, after a couple years of meditating, my mind has slowed way down while I'm doing it. And when I do get random thoughts, I can just bring my focus back to my breath, to my inhale and my exhale, and the thought just dissipates. But today, because I have a lot of things on my plate, my monkey mind was out of control. But I don't get mad at my monkey mind anymore, because today in my meditation, although I didn't have a transcendence, which I really enjoy sometimes, I I woke up to what was irritating me the past couple days. I woke up to a bad behavior that I have been living my almost entire life. And I woke up to just deciding that I really today need to have a list of things to do so that I don't have all these thoughts bombarding me of what I need to do, when I need to do it. I need to organize my list of things that I need to get done, prioritize them so that I can have an orderly day. But that all came to me through the monkey mind while I was trying to gain control of my monkey mind. But I learned something in that. And so don't always get upset and angry when your monkey mind is chattering. Just be the observer and pay attention. Pay attention to what it's saying to you because there's messages in there. And those messages help you wake up and become aware. And as I've said, it's in awareness of ourself that we can get out of our own way and direct our day, direct our moments in time, direct our life in the direction that we choose to steer it in. So enough said, let's get right into our mindfulness meditation today with a cheery attitude. And for me, it's bright and early in the morning, and I hope I made sense. But let's get into our mindfulness meditation. Let's sit up straight. Let's sit up straight in a very dignified fashion because you and I are dignified individuals that deserve abundance in our life, and we have to believe that to our very core. So let's go. Okay, are you ready? All right, let's sit up straight. Today we are going to imagine that we are walking along a beautiful river. As we begin, close your eyes and let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and then release through our mouth. So let's go. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. As you continue breathing, I want you to imagine that you are walking along a river. Think about what it looks like. Is it a big river or a small one? Is the river moving slowly or quickly? What is next to the river? Try to think about what it looks like. Now I want you to focus on what it feels like. Is the air warm or is it cool? Is it windy? How does this environment make you feel? Does it make you feel calm? Happy? Something else? Is there anyone there with you, or are you by yourself? Really think about everything at this scene and try to notice everything you can. When you are finished, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now you can slowly open your eyes. I want to thank you for joining me in my mini mindfulness meditation today. This is how we start the practice, is in little snippets, 3 minutes, 2 minutes at a time on a daily basis. We're building a habit because mindfulness meditation is one of the biggest gifts you can give to yourself. It's a way to clear the mind, a way to get control of the mind, instead of the mind controlling you. And today, if you get a chance and you're courageous enough, check out one of those YouTube videos of one of those youngsters that has terminal cancer. Take a look at how brave they are, how courageous they are, and how they would probably tell you if you're running on autopilot to stop this very minute. They're sad videos, and you just want to reach out and and give them the gift of life so that they can live to be 100 years old. But there's something to glean from their experience. And if you're wasting time, if you're spending hours and hours watching Netflix on TV and you have the gift of life in you, what are you doing? If you're spending hours and hours watching, playing on your text, playing with your text messaging and chatting on Facebook for hours, it's your life, it's your choice. But don't you think that maybe there's a better way of directing your energy? Isn't there a better why inside of you? I challenge you today to take a look at that. Are you running on autopilot? Are you wasting this gift inside of you, this opportunity to be more, to do more? Ask yourself that question today. And if the answer is yes, what can you do to turn that around really fast? Be bold, be brave, and always, always be your authentic self. God bless.